Hello and welcome to another Chalk of Oa. I'm one of your hosts. I am Matthew Grant, and today I have with me unedited Tom, and Robert Fish as well. So 3 Welshies just talking a bit about geeky stuff and Christmas because it's the season to be jolly. So guys, what's been going on with you guys at the moment? How's your last couple of weeks been?
Come on, Rob, tell me about it.
Yeah, good, thanks. I mean, the kids finished a week early from school because the old lockdown. I know we're in a deeper tier lockdown at the moment, but no, it's been good having them back home because they started counting down in November. So yeah, it's been nice, man. A couple of days ago now, so can't wait to just watch them open their presents. Really, it's probably the best thing.
Ready? Are you ready? Have you got all the stuff in place? Everything?
All
nothing
done.
else you need to get? All sorted?
No, we're done, man. Yeah, I did the Christmas shop. I say Christmas shop. Like for food, it's only closed one day, isn't it? So we don't panic too much. Yeah, I've got food for Christmas Day anyway, sorted. So yeah, we'll be doing that. And I'm also Amy's parents are isolating, so I'll be cooking food for them and then taking it over and dropping it off as well.
Oh, crumbs!
So yeah, dude, looking forward to it. Now, no matter what the situation is happening in the world, Christmas will be done.
It's a different type of Christmas this year, isn't it? It's going to be just like that. Was it Robert Williams' song, "Holding Christmas Over Zooms" and stuff? To be honest though, I actually do like that Christmas song. It's not one of the better ones.
I haven't heard it, man.
It's actually really good. It's really good. It really summed up this year and this Christmas. It is a really good song. It's not one of the best ones, but I think next year, I don't think you'll hear it because it's going to be a reminder of this year, but it sums up this year and this Christmas perfectly. You should give it a listen.
All right, with that in mind then, like, let's just spitball straight away. Favorite Christmas song? Go, Chad.
Ooh, God, it's got to be Wizard.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Bit of the classic. And to be honest though, next with the Paul McCartney one as well.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, okay. It took me a while to think then. I was like,
the one in the trenches and all that, you know? The one like in 1940, 1942 sort of thing. You know, that one is just, love that.
Rob?
There's too many. I think as a child, the one I listened to too much because I was the 90s kid was probably Stay Another Day, E17. Just because, you know, it's classic 90s while they're in the video where they have these big, like, fur coats, non-fur coats.
Yeah.
You know, but there's loads, dude. I love it. I always play my Rat Pack Christmas album.
Nice.
At Christmas. So, yeah, it's just that, I don't know what it is with those Christmas songs, isn't it? As soon as they turn on, it has to be the right time of year. You can't be doing it like August.
No.
No. As soon as you put them on, it starts. I still like Wham! Last Christmas, I suppose, and Shaky Stevens.
Yeah.
Whamageddon.
Oh, Shaky.
Whamageddon.
What about you, Tom?
Well, like, if you're gonna go, you're gonna watch it, you know, listen to the old-timey kind of Christmas around the fire type songs, you know, your Jive Bunny Christmas kind of whatevers and all them. But my favorite Christmas song, and I was so gutted that it didn't even get to number 1 this year. It lost out to Mad World. You remember what I'm gonna go? The Darkness, Christmas Time. What a absolute banger!
A good tune. Good tune.
It's got everything. Literally. It's got everything you need. You know, a child's choir. It's got dueling harmony guitars. It's got bells. You know, that's all.
We were talking today about it because I believe the main guy, I think he went on a bit of a mad one with spending, didn't he?
Oh, Justin Hawkins.
Yeah, a bit of it.
Yeah.
I met him, man. Nice guy.
That became just a ridiculous hit.
Yeah, and it holds up, man. When you listen to it, like, it's got that, you know, it's Christmassy. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The video, wasn't it? Whether it's a log cabin, isn't it? I'm sure he just doesn't wear any top, but he's got a scarf or.
He's got the usual catsuit type thing, isn't he? Like, that's what he's usually doing. But anyway, sorry, sidetracking. I do apologize.
No. The sidetracking is brilliant because this is our Christmas special, so it's nice to have a little bit of a deviation from the normal chalk. So let's just get into it. Let's get into a bit more of the chalk. Let's get into it. Let's go comics. Rob, what we got?
What have I got? Straight to me. Right. So Christmas comics for me. I was never one to pick up, the old Christmas annuals. I I used to pick up a few depending on whether there was a certain artist or certain, writer doing it, but it wasn't necessarily for me. But like films, there are books that I do pick up pretty much this time of year and have a read. So one is the Spirit Run by Darwin Cook, the first 2 volumes, which I think issue 13 is a holiday special, and then Superman for All Seasons, the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale.
Yeah, I've read that one. I haven't read that recently.
But no, like obviously modern times there was the Morrison Mora Klaus. A modern take on the Santa Claus. But I tended like not necessarily the annual or Christmas specials, but if it was that time of year and it was Spider-Man, say it was Spider-Man 62 for December, they did a Christmas sort of issue. I kind of like ones like that instead of having a deluxe issue where you had 20 odd stories, not 20 odd, but 12 stories, really short stories. I tend to like that sort of thing. But it's, I mean, God, I'm just trying to think now of even one that I read as a kid, Superman. There was definitely 1 or 2. Go on, you go to use and you come back. Tom?
Well, I was going to say, I haven't got a huge amount of sort of experience with holiday comics specifically, and I would have bought it for myself, Rob, back in the day. New 52, Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti. It's the Harley Quinn Christmas special they did. Again, along with her sort of work that she does, it's vibrant, it's big, it's bold, it's silly. If you like the Harley Quinn in that style, it's consistent with what that creative team have done with that character and the way that they, rejuvenated the character, really. And some people may think that's a bit sort of blasphemous to say, but let's be honest, Harley Quinn had a huge lease of life in the comics when Amanda Conner came back and drew her in the way that she does, and with the redesign.
Was that I remember it was definitely oversized. It was,
yes,
it was more into it.
Yeah.
So was it just one story in that, or was that?
I'm trying to think back now. I am trying to think back because it's been a while since I've read it, and it's been a while since I've taken out the pack as well, because it's part of my individual comic collection, obviously. But yeah, I'm trying to think because I know they did like a run of like omnibus type stuff as well. Anyway, but yeah, I'll have to get back.
Black Book as well, wasn't it?
Was
it Black Book?
A little Black Book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Chad, what's your sort of Christmas comics, man?
For me, I've read a few when I was a kid, and I still got the issues now. I mean, for me, it was the old Brave and the Bold.
Cool.
Because they did, like, now and again, they do these little team-ups. And one of the ones which I read literally a couple of days ago, because my comic collection's down my folks. So I bought it on Comixology.
Nice.
Brave and the Bold, Batman with Plastic Man. And as we know now they're making a Plastic Man movie. And then they changed it from a man to a woman. I'm not going to go down just yet, so we'll see what happens with that. But that for me was one. I always like the covers. I mean, Transformers did one as well. I can't remember the actual issue because it's so long ago. I know I got it back at home. But you had the front cover, very iconic cover. You got Optimus Prime in a Santa suit, just a hair part with pulling his beard down a bit, and he's got Optimus Prime there. And I thought that was quite cool. And the He-Man ones as well. They did like specials. The He-Man ones, like a He-Man like Christmas one. But those for me. And going back to what you said, Rob, as well about the annuals. I mean, every year when I was a kid, I always had like a Christmas annual, and there was always like 2 to 3 short stories. And I always had this one where Batman turned into a werewolf, and on like a space station, which was all Batman stories was, but it was just a Christmas annual. Nothing Christmas about the stories, but just a Christmas annual. But yeah, those are the ones for me that always will stick out.
What do you think? I was doing a bit of research. When do you think the first sort of Christmas comic was released?
Ooh.
Let's say what decade?
I'll say the 60s easily, I would have thought.
Well, obviously, we've got the 30s is when obviously Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman were conceived in, and so 50s maybe. I don't think they went straight on it.
Right. So 30s would be the first, and that was with Dell Comics, which did a lot of comics, and they were sort of like traditional Christmas, Santa and all that stuff. But then 1940 would have been Superman. They did a one shot, Superman Christmas Adventures with Santa Claus.
Oh, cool.
It was like a 12-page. I think I didn't write. It wasn't. It was a 15-page, like one shot, with his adventures with Santa.
Is that one 2007?
What's that? Sorry.
Is that the one from is that the DC Infinite holiday special? Is that the one?
No, this is 1940, dude.
Oh, sorry. I waited about Superman. I was thinking because the only one I remember.
No, with Superman, 1940.
The one I remember, which was like in 2007.
Yeah, blue cover, red writing. If that's the one you're on about, Infinite. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this is 1940. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. I thought it might be a bit earlier. I mean, I'd be interested to look at newspaper strips and not a collected format of what went on at the time. But yeah, it's cool, man. Like you said, I didn't think they would jump on straight away. But do you know what? If it was Christmas time and it's Superman, Batman, you're going to jump on, aren't you?
Yeah.
Bandwagon to sell.
License to print money.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to think of the time as well in terms of, all the wars and things that were going on at the time, society needing that lift and comic books providing that lift for so long for so many people. So, yeah, no, totally. I don't know. I had DC on the brain. I didn't think that there was other comics existing. That's my problem. I do apologize. But I was going to ask, guys, so Hot Topics, right? I've kind of wangled something together here. I just wanted a quick fire through some like Christmas type of traditions. So like, what's your go-to Christmas food? Like, because we're talking the hot topics of Christmas for us here. Okay, so Christmas food, what are you going for? The floor is yours.
I've got, apart from traditional.
You for that question. I hate you.
So we're not doing it this year because we're doing something different. But normally we wake up for breakfast is bacon sandwiches.
Cool.
But we've always had a sort of tradition. We're going with my nan really. Is for starters before Christmas dinner we'd have duck and orange pate.
Oh.
So we used to get it from the market in town. It came in I'm trying to think if we got it here, but they came in like a porcelain bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, I had that over your house once,
blue,
didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, blue and blue and white porcelain, and it's been the same company for years, and we still get it, and we have that as a pre for Christmas dinner. But with Christmas dinner, it varies for meat wise, I suppose. This year I'm doing a gammon and a beef.
Oh.
Last year was a bit of turkey and beef, but some beef and gammon this year. Because I know you guys know I've been on like sort of a health kick. I've had a lot of turkey this year.
Really?
Turkey and chicken.
Yeah.
I've had a lot. So I'm good on turkey this year. And they hike up the price anyway. Turkey's so cheap.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a turkey costs 30-40 quid.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
So, Chad, come on. What are you? What's your go-to bit?
Well, going with the format what Rob going for. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to have like sausage rolls for breakfast. Just sausage rolls.
Why not?
Cup of tea. That is our breakfast. Because the thing is, as well, we didn't want to eat like a large breakfast in the morning. We wanted to keep it really small, keep it picky, just have something small, and then you just go all out for the meal.
Stuff your face in it.
Yeah, exactly. So because you don't want to be, because it's the one meal of the year that you're all around the table and you want to enjoy it and you want to be able to have as much as you can, little bits of everything. But my go-to thing, mainly, it is mince pies. I can't get enough of mince pies. I love mince pies. I'm gonna make some mince pies in the next day. I got everything ready for it. Not seeing my parents this year because they're actually isolated and I'm in England now, so we made the decision to do everything over Zoom. Boxing Day so it's the first year that we're not going to be at my parents, so which is a bit of a shame, but I've got little things to remind me of home. Like you said about the pate, I got my pate, I got my gammon, I'm going to get a pork joint, I got my turkey, so I'm cooking the meats this year, so I'm going to try and do a really good spread. Sarah's doing the vegetables and so on, but like I said, my main go-to food has got to be the classic mince pie.
Nice. It is good. I do love a mince pie. Are you a straight out of packet or are you heating it up?
Doesn't bother me either way. Doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. I like a bit of brandy bud. If I'm gonna have a bit of brandy bud or brandy cream, it's got to be warmed.
Yeah.
But to be honest, though, do you know what the best mince pie is? The best mince pie
Come on,
is
then.
Greg's.
Really? Are they the
Greg's
massive
is the
ones
best
they
mince
do?
pie.
There's
Yeah.
some they do like about last. Well, not
It's not-
actually.
They-
But...
I say I got some nice ones.
Pack of
They
six.
pastry ones, which are quite-
Pastry ones, they're not mince pies. They're Eccles cakes.
well,
they're different.
Wait a minute, let me finish. Because I will. Well,
Father mode engaged.
I will say I've never been like I've got no like I quite like mince pies, but I've never really massively been into them. If you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
me. But this year we there's a bit of an advertisement actually. A friend of my mum's is as a cake company, and it's Boxes by Bernie, and she delivered a Christmas cake for Christmas Day and a 6-pack homemade of mince pies,
Nice.
and they're not puff pastry, so they are a thin, and they were absolutely stunning. I had mine with a little bit of ice cream as well. I do like mine with a little bit of ice cream.
Naughty.
But there is something about them, like that sort of. I think it's I mean, like soaking the fruit and that sort of stuff in alcohol. But it's nice, man. The kids tried it
Oh God.
this year, and they just like. I think that just it's too much flavor in it sometimes. I can understand what they're trying to.
It is a bit much, isn't it?
Because we tried them then with the Kiplings, they have the icing on top ones.
Yeah, I like
So there's
those
a bit
ones.
more, a bit more sugar, I suppose, in it. And they still went, no, we're good. So, which is fine, I'm not going to force them down their throat. But I think it is an acquired taste to some people.
It is
And
quite
people
tasty.
still think that it's like, I meet some people now that still think it's meat.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have that.
Yeah.
Why? 'Cause it's meat in it. Like, it's not. Like, what's going on? Even though it is still, if you buy it pre-packed, it's still called mince, isn't it? But it just means it's minced fruit. That's what it means, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
But no,
that's
Amy's gonna make some anyway this year. She's got it all ready to go.
Nice.
But I do like them with a bit of cream, just a bit of cream as well. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
'Cause I'm not. I know you said you said about warming them. I think that's my problem with like fruit, sort of. If we go fruit pie or that sort of stuff, I
Yeah.
quite like it cold than warm.
Oh, sacrilege.
I like it cold. I don't go for hot.
I
very
am
often.
not surprised. I am not surprised you don't like it. You like it cold.
Who, me now? Or?
No, Chad. I like you. Like I expect better, but him, I'm not surprised.
I don't mind it either way. I really don't mind it either way. But if you're having a cream or brandy cream, you got to have it warmed. You have to. If you haven't got that, then it's the cold option, And
Yeah.
to me, they taste just as good. It's like with pasties, I like them cold as well as warm. But mince pies though, the only way to have them warm is when you got your brandy cream or butter with it. It's the only way.
Talking about pasties, you try that Greg's Christmas bake, festive bake. Sorry.
Right. Don't get me started.
Is
on
that the
this.
usual festive bake? Is it?
I don't know. There's something
Exactly.
different about it though.
Don't get me started.
All
on
right,
it.
I don't
It's
know.
Exactly
I-
the same as last year, but I'm
All right.
so gutted. I am.
I
Gutted.
like the wicked one. I like the normal one. I used to always count down working in town.
I miss the festive sausage roll they used to do. They did
That's
that
true,
last year.
yeah.
This year they're not doing it. I'm absolutely gutted. There's
Dude,
no
I miss
turkey,
the
no pork,
McRib.
bacon,
McDonald's.
and cranberry in a
McRib.
sausage roll. Ah, amazing.
Oh,
I do. I miss the McRib.
I do. That was a killer burger. I remember that. I do. You can still get it in America though, can you?
You can get
Could-
the Rustlers ones, which is exactly the same.
Oh yeah, I know, but like,
but it's missing
Do
the
you know what?
onions,
The
the raw
Rust-
onions. and
The
pickle.
Russ is
yeah,
not bad actually.
yeah. I tell
For
you
like
what,
memory
right?
taste like with it.
I know we're going off topic, but this is short. But the Rustler's burgers, if you just like give them a bit of dressing, give them a bit of garnish, great. They just fill a void. But anyway,
Toast the bun.
yeah,
toast the bun as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get on, right? Auditorium, okay? Christmas films, Christmas TV episodes. Chad, I'm gonna let it go to you first because I know you're gonna want to talk about the Star Wars Christmas special thing, probably. So get it out of your system, son.
yeah, Christmas movies. I'm a sucker for Christmas movies. I'm a sucker for Christmas episodes. Anything that's got a bit of Christmas to it, I'm a massive sucker for it.
Yeah.
You name it, I've practically near enough watched it. But yes, I am going to address the elephant in the room. I am going to quickly talk about the Star Wars Christmas special. Yes, it's bat crazy. It's stupid. It's weird. You have to watch it when you had a few. You have to, or even a few drinks. You have to. But honestly, it's so entertaining. It's Life Day. It's weird, but who cares? It's fun. It's lots of fun, and it is so out there. That for me, I'm gonna watch it I'm gonna watch it the next day or so. I don't think I'll suggest Sarah to watching it, but I'm hoping that you two will pluck up the courage and give it a watch over the next couple of days.
Dude, I've watched it. I used to be a tradition with my friends when I first moved out. I had a friend called Mark Vockins. Shout out Mark, haven't seen him for years.
He's not listening.
He's one of the biggest Star Wars collectors in the UK. Every Christmas we used to go around his, surrounded by a house full of Star Wars memorabilia, and we used to watch it. And like you said, it's complete rubbish. You know, it's dated and it continues to get dated. But there's something about it that you just like. I mean, it's been on YouTube available for years now. I think when it first started, it was they uploaded it to thing, but there's no describing it really. It's in its own class completely of a TV special. It really is. I mean, I know they did this year. They did the Lego Star Wars special,
which I want to watch. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet.
And we've talked briefly about it. I watched it with the children, and it's not great, to be perfectly honest. It's got some nice stuff about it, but there's been funnier things with the Lego sort of short films.
Yeah.
So but going back to the Christmas special, I think going from I don't know whether they used similar costumes, but I think when it's filmed in a certain way, it just dude, let's go to the Chewbacca family.
Lumpy.
Yeah, when you go from TV from film, it's just
yeah.
When Henderson's. Arian Henderson's.
Oh god, yeah.
From TV to film, even though that wasn't as bad, but it's just that's a classic, dude. They should bring it out in 4K, ultra, 3D, all the fucking works.
I would buy that. I would buy that.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Christmas special, with free soundtrack, just everything, and I bet you it would sell,
Even though George Lucas wants to bury it, which he is right to want to bury because it is a travesty. And the people, the actors, you can tell they just didn't want to be there. You can just tell and how painful it is. But it's just got one of those things where you start watching it and you go, you know what? I got to watch it through. And it has the official release of Boba Fett as well in cartoon format. First time you see Boba Fett as well and hear him talk. And you can tell as well, it's modeled, and they take the model from that for Mandalorian as well. And talking about that quickly, just for a second, a really good ending to the Mandalorian season finale. That's all I'm gonna say. It was beautiful.
I've heard it was enjoyable, but
very.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually.
Tom, for you, what was your sort of TV? I suppose we're on TV first. So TV specials.
TV specials. I gotta say, it's on the nose, but all the South Park type of stuff, they're not obviously Christmassy. They're more kind of thought-provoking and a bit stupid at times. But the humor's there. It's all good stuff. Myself and my girlfriend were looking through Amazon's playlist of Christmas specials over last weekend because we were doing our own. Because obviously I'm working so much over Christmas, I'm not sort of I'm staying elsewhere, not in Cardiff. So we had our Christmas weekend last weekend. So we watched loads of like Christmas specials, like Modern Family and stuff like that. So all their Christmas episodes in a string. Again, brilliant, like entertaining stuff. Yeah, that's basically it for me, man. Like I'm easily pleased, you know.
So for me was I'm trying to think. Well, traditionally is in fact with Blackadder.
Nice, yeah.
Christmas, the Christmas Carol special.
Yeah.
Used to love watching the Vicar of Dibby stuff.
Brilliant again.
And where she went to like about 8 different, meals and ate them all. And then some mothers do have them.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
God,
Frank
yeah.
Spencer's, all that sort of.
I love those.
Special stuff. We watched a recent one with the kids, and they were laughing because it's, whether you don't get it or not, it's just it's observational sort of humor in it. It's great things, and I there's obviously Only Fools and Horses, which we've all watched many specials.
I was going to say that because I was thinking, is he going to mention Only Fools and Horses there?
Yeah.
And we're lucky enough that we have obviously the comic relief sort of Christmas type specials as well, don't we?
Yeah.
I suppose last year for us it was Gavin and Stacey was a big hit.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was really good.
I'll be honest with you as well. I'm going to get pelters for saying this, but it's a huge guilty pleasure. But like Mrs. Brown's Boys, man, like it kills me.
They do some great ones, man.
I know
I've
it's horrible.
Never been a big fan. I've never
Yeah,
been a big fan,
I know.
But I've kind of got into it a bit more now lately.
It's
for the last
him in
couple of
it.
years.
Like it's him. I just think he's brilliant. Like, and he's popped up in the years. I love Phoenix Nights and stuff like that, and he's popped up as side characters there. So, it's a family tradition where we are. So I know it's going to be on over Christmas in this house. So, I'm just going to sit down, not think about it, just laugh at the silliness.
If I can quickly just interject a couple of more for me, like for me, Night Before Christmas, I'm a massive Night Before Christmas fan.
Yeah, nice man. Yeah.
But for me, when it comes to Christmas episodes, when I watch religiously every year, I always will watch my Jackass and my Viva La Bam Christmas specials.
Nice.
Because they are just so fun. Because you just literally, you just giggle all the way through. You see the stunts, you see the eggnog challenge, like the.
As you say, it's like the same extent, like nut stuff, but that's where it started out fit.
It is. That is one of my guilty pleasures for me. Is that, and I always try and watch something where it's got like my partner now. I've in the last couple of years, I've been watching Community and the
nice,
special as well. And the claymation one.
That's brilliant. Really good.
So good.
Yeah.
But. It's just I can't get enough of Christmas stuff. I just can't. I mean, once December hits, I will start listening to Christmas music because I think in November time, normally I say around about the 12th onwards because when you put your decorations up, because this year has been so crap, I've given it completely. I went, you know what? I don't give it a wide berth. No, 1st of December, bang, let's get them up. And we got our decorations up a bit more earlier than this year. I said to Sarah, should we just get them up? She was like, oh, okay. I thought you might want to fight me. He goes, no, let's get them up. We got them up. And that was it. Like, it just completely changed our mood. And start watching those stuff as well. And it's just puts a massive smile on my face.
Well, so films that put a smile on your face. Like, favorite films, what make you happy over Christmas? Like, what's your go-to Christmas films?
Ooh, for me, there's always one which I always will watch every single year. I mean, you watch your Home Alones, you watch your Nightmare Before Christmases, but there's always one film that I always will watch every single year, and I will still crack up laughing, and that's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Do you know, I've not seen it, man, and I hear so many people,
it's a classic.
If you want to watch one Christmas film, make it this.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously, make it this. I think it's on Amazon. I think you can watch on Amazon. I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is one of the best Christmas movies, pretty much I think of all time, because it's just Chevy Chase. He's on form.
He's great, man.
It's just some parts reminds me of my family in some little things. Not to the extent, but there's always an uncle or family that you like. Always turn up your house that is uninvited
Good
We
old Dan
all got a
Aykroyd.
family member like that. We all got in our family. Everybody has. And it's just stuff like that. It's just you all have a boss that you all love to hate, sort of thing, and you hate him and all that sort of stuff. But it does resonate, and it still resonates today. And it's still aged quite well. It hasn't. The only thing you really see that doesn't age is the cars and the clothing, but everything else though still aged. Even the humor still aged really well, and it's a timeless classic.
Just everything to the extreme in it, where we all experienced bringing the tree home and opening it up and then going. But that one just to that extreme. Such a it's a heartwarming film as well though. At the same time, isn't it? Forget the comedy.
It's just the small details they put in that film as well, where they say freeze and was it Clark's his wife was grabbing his nuts and she's like freezing and she's doing that and then the guy goes to shake a hand, she shakes his hand and puts her hand back on his nuts again. Just little details in that film is very, very clever. Such a good film.
Rob?
Me?
Yeah.
So, I mean, as a couple, me and Amy is definitely Gremlins.
Nice. Yeah. I was going to ask.
So Christmas Eve, we've already sorted it. We've got a bottle of Tia Maria, and we're going to watch Gremlins. Sort of those old things. Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing, but I also like planes, trains, planes, and automobiles. Just as that, just hilarious and again so emotional.
Was that Thanksgiving? Not Christmas? Was that Thanksgiving or Christmas?
I don't know, dude, but
I think
it's
it
just
might
one
be
of those
holiday.
Yeah.
Obviously Home Alone, Die Hard, all that sort of stuff. But I will say about the modern stuff. I mean, the Harry Potter films, for us, especially the first two, we watch them with the girls now. The Tim Allen, the Santa Claus,
yeah, they're good man.
Movies.
Yeah,
and also
Frost.
the new, the Christmas Chronicles. 1 and 2 with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. They're great films, really good. I think I know Die Hard is a classic. I wouldn't.
Is it a Christmas film though? Come on,
it's not a Christmas film.
Okay. Actually, this is why I'm going to interject for a second. Any film that's got a Christmas element into it is a class as a Christmas movie. Harry Potter isn't a Christmas movie, but you just said it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. Yeah, for me it is because they experienced Christmas in it, and it was always released in December, the movies. So that's why I classify it as. Die Hard, I couldn't tell you when it was released, and yes, it was always Christmas time, but it's just I'm not arguing the fact it isn't, but if it's a Christmas movie, it's not about killing a load of people. If you know what I mean, like it's that other. But at the same time, Bad Santa, that's a Christmas movie. So Tom, go to yours, and then I'll ask you guys a question then.
There is one thing I quickly want to say.
Yeah.
Just a quick fun fact. In Gremlins, the opening shot where they played "It's Christmas" and all that, and it shows you the square, and it shows you the clock tower and all that. That's the same lot that they filmed Back to the Future 1 on.
Ah, nice.
It's the same. If you put it together, side by side, it's the same lot, and it's the same clock tower when they do the whole pan as at the beginning. So if you watch it again, you will say, "Oh yeah, that is Back to the Future." Just for to say that. But anyway, sorry, Tom, I interrupted.
No, it's all right, man. No worries. No, that's a good fact. I did not know that. To be honest with you, the usual stuff. Elf, that's always easy watching, a bit silly, but a film I revisited over the weekend, and it was such a burnt the VHS, because I've played it so many times as a kid, and that's Jingle All the Way, so the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, and again, it is super silly, but at the same time, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas film. What more do you need? It's got everything that you expect from his film, but a PG audience version, and it's set at Christmas. It's great. Really good fun.
Bring home's the message. I suppose, and at the same time the frustration the parents go through.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The next.
Although it was all his fault.
Sinbad, obviously, isn't it? Sinbad.
Yeah,
isn't
Sinbad's
it?
brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant.
I can relate to Sinbad because being a toy collector, I mean, his character for me is, I think he's got no kids. I think he was trying to find the doll for him to buy it for him.
Do you think? Because you said that before when I watched it, and I was like, I'm sure someone said he's an adult collector, but he keeps on saying it's for his kid.
Yeah, no, but that's what a lot of collectors will say as well. Sometimes to try and get it, to say, "Oh, it's my kid," but sometimes it's for them. It's just I resonate with that character, trying to find that thing, or if I'm on a toy hunt, or whatever. It just, for me, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, I resonate with that character.
No, it's good fun. Like, and the Big Show shows up in the Santa fight, obviously, because he's the giant Santa. That was really good. Again, watching the Corridor Crew, they recently did the special effects for, the breakdown of that scene.
Because I think Belushi's in it, obviously, as well, isn't he? He's one of the Santas as well. He's the one who does that rocking bowling thing they were talking about. Yeah.
It's good
but
fun.
But no, great film, like.
Yeah.
And actually, they do show the Sinbad moment where he throttles the woman in the crowd. Doesn't he? Basically saying, if I'm going to go and, But it is people mad, we see it over here now more often. But the craziness that people are when they're queuing to buy for their kids, and especially now when they had in Wales they had the lockdown, and a friend of ours went to Costco and they came out and Smith's toy shop is on there, and it was that night that they, on
the night then
they were locked down, and the queue was just people going nuts.
It's mad. Absolutely mad, man.
Okay, guys, a little Christmas movie quiz for you. So I've been looking at the top 10 biggest grossing Christmas films of all time.
What are the parameters for this? As in, as we said earlier, what's a Christmas film? Released in December, or?
It's basically a Christmas film. So there has to be something about Christmas. Whether it's a Father Christmas film or it's this or that. Yeah, it has to be a Christmas film.
Got you.
So top 10. We'll go for number 1. So let's have a guess of what the number 1 might be.
I know this one, so I'm going to stay quiet. Or at least I think I know.
I've got a feeling because I know it did really, really well, and I know it did amazingly well at box office. I'm thinking it's The Grinch.
Spot on. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh,
hello. Sorry.
It was. Is
There's
it?
no reaction. Yeah. Spot on. It was over 500 and something million.
Because for a while I knew it was one thing. I was quite surprised when it overtook it because I know number 2. I know number 10. I remember 100% what number 2 is, and this is where I was still quite shocked. It did better than this film.
So I'm assuming you mean Home Alone, then, do you?
Yeah.
Because I thought Home Alone was number 1.
Home Alone was number 1 for a while, a good while.
So we're talking obviously now the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
No. This is the animated version.
With the animated version, yeah.
Which so it would be 2000 it's about 3-4 years ago. 2016. No, it's 2018. Sorry.
2018. I have not seen it, and I know it did ridiculously well, which I was still quite surprised that it overtook Home Alone. I was still surprised.
So bonus points then. Just give me, if you can give me 2 other films within the top 10.
Well, Elf's got to be there, surely.
Yes. Elf.
I have to say that.
I'm trying to think of Christmas.
Polar Express. I know that did really well.
Polar Express is definitely in it, yeah.
Obviously, Frozen doesn't count as a Christmas film, does it?
No.
Because that would ultimately be the top, wouldn't it? Otherwise. What other things get considered Christmas? It's got to be some animated stuff like those, like Defenders of Christmas, like Easter versus Devil stuff. You know those ones, the kids' films.
I know
the one,
the
Guardians.
The Guardians.
That's it. Yeah, I know that's.
I like that film. That is a cool film.
I know it's a mad way of describing them, but I was like halfway there.
I knew what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol? Because I went to see that in the cinema at least about 3 times because I enjoyed it that much.
Yep, I've seen it.
I went to see it in 3D. Once I went with my sister, I went to see it on my own, and I was freaked out by it because Helen wanted to take Chai to go and see it. And she said, would it freak him out? And he goes, there is a bit that would freak. You know the bit where they had the Ghost of Christmas Present? And he opened up his cloak, he had 2 kids, and they're all like withered and all that. I went, honestly, I said, no, not for Charlie, because that would just freak him out a bit. And I think a lot of the money was me going to see it multiple times.
Well, if you spend that much, dude.
Yeah, Jesus.
I think the random one for me in the top 10 was The Holiday. So it was Jude Law,
Jack Black. Yeah. I've not seen that.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's like
it's not a random one, but I'm just thinking it was just like considering what I was looking at it was like the top 20 in total, and seeing one was in like the bottom like of that, and then seeing like I think I'm looking at number 7.
Where did Jingle Away stack up then?
I don't know.
It was there. So I want to say 12 or 13.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because
like cheating, Chad. Have you got the list up?
I'm just looking now and getting a list out.
Fucking game ain't finished yet.
No, but things as well. I'd know Home Alone for ages. I know The Grinch. I know Polar Express was in it, but I did not know where it was.
I find that amazing. Like if we forget about The Grinch and what that pulled in, Home Alone, pulled in. I'm looking at the figures now. 476 million and 700,000. Yeah, and what we're looking at, 30 years, well, more than 30 years apart,
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus knew what he's doing. I watched a recent interview with him where they were like, cause they're on about doing a remake, aren't they, of Home Alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was adamant that he's going, why are you going to do it? What's the point?
I mean,
they did it to death anyway.
The first 2 films are good, but the rest of them are road rubbish, so it'll be like that again.
Terrible, dude.
So there'll be no point. It's redundant. There's just no point at all.
I was going to say, where was Muppets Christmas Carol? Because I completely forgot about that whilst talking, and that was one of my...
I'm not sure if it was on it.
It's
so
not
good.
in the list.
It wasn't on the top 20.
Yeah,
from
so
what
good.
I remember.
Well,
Yeah.
I love
found
that
a
film.
top 32. I found a top 32. So, right, okay, I got a top 32. Grinch, number 1. Home
Is this
Alone,
worldwide?
2. This is on Wikipedia.
Oh, wonderful. Anyone could change that.
Yeah, no. So how accurate it is, I do not know. Christmas Carol. No, you got Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Christmas Carol, Polar Express, Elf, The Holiday, The Santa Claus, which
Tim Allen. Yeah.
Wicked. That's a good film. Really
Yeah.
good film. I prefer Santa Claus the movie over that film. But that's
Are we on about Dudley Moore?
Yeah, I love that film.
Oh, amazing film.
I love that film. Love it. The Nutcracker of the Four Realms, Santa Claus 2, Four Christmases, Arthur Christmas, which isn't that bad actually. I didn't think I'd enjoy it. It's one of Sarah likes it. Sarah likes it. And I actually,
Wallace and Gromit guide, isn't it?
Really good. Really enjoyed that. Bad Mom's Christmas. Never heard of that. Jingle All the Way. Last Christmas. The Office Christmas Party. Santa Claus 3, The Escape of Claus. Fred Claus. Christmas of the Cranks. That's a good film. That's a lot of fun. Another Tim Allen film. Night Before Christmas. Bad Santa. Best Man's Holiday. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 23.
Yeah, but it's more of a cult
gross,
classic.
Isn't it? It's money in it as well, though, isn't it?
It's a
you
cult
got to think
classic.
of when it came out as well.
But just to go on, like, this is no point. Miracle of 34. I mean, Deck the Halls. Actually, that is a good Christmas movie, but it's... it just didn't do very well, but I really enjoyed Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. A fun film.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was the neighbours, wasn't it, with the lights?
Yeah, and they are trying to outdo one another.
Yes, yeah.
That was a fun film. I enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that, but yeah.
Oh, nice. So, if we haven't got anything left to say, Rob, you looked like you were going to say something there.
What was I? No, I was ready
No?
for the kryptonite.
Okay,
and,
cool. So let's get
Let's
on. We're gonna sort of combine Let's Play and Kryptonite Delights. There's gonna be more crossovers than a decent multiverse in this next one. So let's just talk. I know, and that will make that guy down there's head explode. So anyway, Chad, I know this is your domain. You got a lot of toys. What are the big toys for Christmas? What are we talking? What's cool? What's not? What are the games? Come on, feed us.
Right, okay. Games at the moment. I mean, we all know we've got the new consoles out at the moment, like the PS4. I mean, to be honest though, I would say that's still going to be pretty much the hot stuff. Really, is the Xbox, X Series X, and the PS5. Those are the sort of after things at the moment for Christmas. I mean, I've been reading stories of people just like scalpers buying them and selling them for double the price and things like that. And
Fuckers.
And to be honest, though, they should be hung, drawn, and disemboweled in court. And I think that's too good for them. To be honest,
well, they are. At least the UK are considering, aren't they? At the moment, the government they are considering
really
actually penalties and
too fucking right.
It's bad. I mean, I've read stories of a guy that he was trying to go for his son for Christmas, and to be honest though, getting cheated out of hundreds and hundreds of pounds for a PS5. You know, I really disapprove of it, especially this time of the year. I mean, I've even read reports as well that people have been made redundant and been using their money to buy consoles to flip it for a profit. And one person said, "This is what I'm doing to put Christmas on my kid's table," like, you know. And I went, oh, okay, but I'm still not fine with it, but I understand why he's doing it. But it still doesn't make it okay.
No.
But
I will
anyway,
say though, how much is a console?
Well, was it $5? No, it's $450, isn't it?
Yeah, if you can afford that, right, you can afford Christmas. I just don't get it. You know, it's a lot of money. You know, you can put food on the table and buy presents.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we spent less than that on all of our kids. You know, 2 kids' presents. It's just like, I don't get it.
Straight away. I mean, if you can afford to buy at least 3 or 4 consoles, that means you got the money to put Christmas in your household, job or not. You know, it's just, come on, like, you know, it's taking advantage of people, and I really disapprove of it this time of the year. And this is what happens at this time of the year. At the moment, I'm just gonna. It's really quite hard to sort of say which is like the sort after toy this year. I mean, it's really going to be the consoles because they come out at the right time of the year. They both come out in November, getting ready for Christmas, and the stock is very, very limited. So that's going to be the hot thing. Game-wise, well, we were supposed to get Halo for the Xbox. That's been delayed until autumn next year.
Okay.
We've had came out on the 10th of December. We've had Cyberpunk. Hasn't really landed very well.
No.
But I'm playing it on my PC and I absolutely love it with no real bugs. Consoles, it's not meant for consoles at all. End of. It really isn't. And if they just did it the PC launch first and got that out of the way and then slowly got it ready for the consoles, I think that would have been a better way of doing it. They've done it before. They've done it a couple of times with games. PC first, and then a couple months later, you get it on the consoles just to get it right. That's what. You
know what console? You know, people are greedy. They want it. They want it as soon as the PC comes out. You know, I remember the day when we have to wait, but now they want it. You know, straight away.
The thing is as well, I can understand why people say they shouldn't have to wait because it's developed on PCs anyway, and then ported. So if they're making it for a high-end PC, for it to work on a high-end PC, therefore it's not going to work on current technology. I mean, the only ones it works well on is the PS5 and the Xbox X Series, because they're the only ones that really sort of cope with it. But that should have been for the Xbox One and the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. It shouldn't have come out on those consoles at all. End of discussion. It just shouldn't have happened. And I can see why people are really sort of pissed off about it. But hey, I got it on PC and it works fine.
Well, I was gonna say there, how much do you spend on your PC to get that game running?
Well,
how much did you spend? How much did you spend on the PC?
I didn't buy my PC for that game. I didn't. I didn't buy my PC just for that game. I didn't, okay? But I did spend about £1,500.
So,
No, 1,300. 1,300.
well, if you want to play Cyberpunk, you need to spend at least 1,500 on a PC.
Actually,
Sorry,
you
one
don't.
three.
You don't. You don't.
Well, a
You're
bit more
gonna
than that
play
because
it.
you have to buy the game as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
I would
true.
say if I re-looked at the spec to get it look, I mean, if you want to run it optimum, you want to spend at least about £600 on the graphics card, and that's the new RTX GeForce 380. You want one of those cards, but I got the 1 2 down from it, and it runs sweet on it. It runs really sweet.
Well, obviously you're playing all these new and modern games. I've been getting nostalgic, which is obviously so apt to my name of Neon Tinted Tom, which you have clearly forgotten because you introduced me wrong. I know it's been a while, okay, but we're gonna take it back. We're gonna get Tim. Yeah, I know who he is.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
Tim, nice but dim.
but anyway, I'm going to get Neon Tinted. I came across this cool little device called Anbernic, and it looks like a Nintendo sort of GBA, okay? Now,
Nice.
but what it actually is obviously like a handheld retro game emulator. So it's got everything up until kind of N64, PlayStation.
How much was it?
It was, what was it?
It's not 1,500 quid.
No, 69.99.
Oh wow.
And so I don't know how this is on, like how it's on Amazon, right? Because there are loads of different versions of them. So they're all very similar to what you and I have spoken to in the past, right, Chad? With the, Raspberry Pi, that type of ecostructure. But that's not with this. This has got its own little thing. They've been built a certain way. But they do different versions of them. Now, this is the one that's kind of modeled on the GBA. But there's one that's kind of modeled where you hold it. It's like the old Game Boy style. There's another couple of versions. But they come preloaded with a lot of games. Now, obviously, I do not condone playing games that you do not own in terms of retro emulation. If you're going to want to play it, go out there, buy the game, buy the physical disc. The satisfaction is that much more sweeter. But if you want to play... Exactly, but somehow these games come preloaded. There's a lot of stuff on here. Obviously, you can add your own, which is what I've been doing mostly. Because, the games that I want to play, like the old school wrestling stuff and the sports games, John Lumen Rugby, FIFAs, they're not on there. But your handheld consoles, your NES, your Genesis games, all the ones that I know you guys would be playing, it's all on there. A couple of games don't really work, but if you're looking to kind of, you've got some geeky friends, like, for example, if I hadn't just told you guys about it, then, next, it would be a perfect present to kind of give to one of you guys, that type of thing, so the different sizes are different prices, but ultimately, yeah, I think for the money, it's a steal. Like, and
That's pretty good.
It's a nice feel to it as well. It's really nice and physical. It feels quite nice in the hand.
The look of it. I like the look of it.
It's a good look, like, and I'll put some other stuff over the top just so people can see, what it's capable of. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool. It's better than a shitting flamingo, which is what apparently is new and upcoming. It's the new Furby. I saw it on This Morning. We watched 2020's hottest toys for Christmas, and every kid wants a shitting flamingo, apparently.
Yeah,
At least it's pink.
Well,
Crazy.
this is the thing as well, you see, because now you've had as well from Mando Mondays and yesterday, come up for pre-order ready for next year, because after the, it was released yesterday, the pre-orders, the Dark Sabers, the Star Wars Force FX Dark Saber, because Force FX,
Okay,
they
cool.
do a lot of lightsabers. Rob's got a couple. He's got Count Dooku, and I think you got Anakin as well, haven't you, Rob?
Oh, the original
Master
Luke.
replicas. Yeah. Oh, Luke. I thought it was
The
Anakin.
original Luke.
Yeah, it was Anakin. Yeah, that was Anakin. Anakin's original
Yeah,
one.
I suppose, yeah.
And now they're doing ones of the Dark Saber, which was shown in Rebels and in Mandalorian. as well. Moff Gideon's.
Because I had a quick look at it. Are they still doing? Is this non-removable blade?
It is removable blade.
It is removable blades.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
yes.
Cool. Do you know what?
'Cause-
My daughter asked about it. When we got the lightsabers down, and she goes, "Wouldn't it be cool if you could just remove this?" And I went, "There are ones for that." And she goes, "Why haven't you got them, Daddy?" And I went,
Oh no.
"Well,"
Oh, why have you got him,
yeah.
Daddy? That's the worst thing you
Yeah.
can say.
and it's just like, "Well, what do you want from me?" And like, this is this cool thing. Like, think of the lightsabers we had as a kids in the 80s.
Oh
the
no,
ones that
I
come up in
remember.
different steps.
Right, can I interject just for a second? I remember the original lightsabers from the first film. They were all black blade, not black blade, but black sort of handle,
Sure.
and they had this plastic sort of like very sort of floppy tube with a light in it. I remember having those when I was a kid. My brother, my sister had one. I never had one, but I got to play with it after they fucking broke it. Sorry for my language. After they broke it after 10 minutes. And they goes, "Oh, it's broken. Oh, let's give it to Matthew now because he'll play with it." You know, the cast-offs, the broken cast-offs.
I will say, go back to the games. I've recently downloaded the NHL Rewind '94.
Oh,
So have I.
nice.
So have I.
I love it. It's so frustrating at times, but I love
Yeah.
it. It's just it's still a beautiful game. And on the back of that, I've downloaded the newest NHL.
Oh, I bet that's.
And I've also been playing Madden 19 and the latest Pro Golf. I know it's Tiger Woods, but it's Rory McGrath now, isn't it?
Yeah. Rory
So-
McIlroy. Yeah.
McIlroy, thank you. So yeah, I've been playing on those. But yeah, that rewind, dude, that it's brilliant.
I'm sure I could get the
It really is.
original on this somewhere.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like,
Yeah,
did you play Cyberpunk? Bear?
Well, talk about the little handle you got there as well. You know, remember the Game & Watch that came out about a month or so ago? Someone's cracked it and put games on it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and,
Oh,
they're running like Super NES. They're running like
Nice.
PlayStation on it as well. It's like it goes to show these small little consoles they can just be hacked and just put stuff on them.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
people who buy the SNES Mini and that sort of stuff, and I say to them, you spend £100 on something like that or 50 odd quid. You could go to a Raspberry Pi for
Yeah,
fraction
but
that
it's
cost.
the whole, it's the presentation of it, man. It's the fact
I don't
that it's...
give a shit
You
about
should.
presentation.
You should.
No, not at all.
No.
I want value for money. That's
yeah,
what
but
I
it
want.
looks good. It's like an ornamental piece because it's like, you know, I wouldn't buy it.
You can buy the retro
They're not the same.
console.
They're not the same.
I don't give a shit if they're not the same. You can put it inside it. Fuck off. You're not going to win this conversation. You're not going to win.
Can we move on then to Christmas, like Christmas presents of past?
Yeah, too right.
Segue.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about, Rob? Like, I feel as if you're the child. here.
No, it's fine. I know Matthew obviously brought up what we were going to talk about presents that we wanted and we never got.
Yeah.
So
I'm
me
going to
was
kick off to you, Rob. I'm going to kick off to you. I'll go last.
so for me was another Christmas movie. So it was Home Alone 2, and it was I'll try and pronounce it. I think it was the Talk Boy. It was that sort of thing. And I remember being in the catalog, looking at it, saving up and doing all that sort of stuff. And I want to feel they did a pen as well. At the time, you could have like and never got it. Do you know what? Before this podcast, I was looking, and if I wanted to get one now, boxed, it was like 175 quid on eBay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things. It was a cool thing. You could modify your voice, But I remember trying to reinvent that with my own sort of Walkman. And having an alarm system, I used to like plug the audio into the Walkman, and then attach it to the door, and then the door would open, it'd pull out the audio, and it would play through a speaker. That sort of thing.
Early warning system.
But I can't. I'm trying to think now. I'll have to look, but I don't know what it was at the time. It must have been a fairly expensive. I want to say close to 50 quid. It must have been for that sort of thing. So yeah, that was my one. Well, many Christmases of not getting what you want, but it doesn't matter. I know.
No, of
it
course.
Doesn't,
yeah.
You can always dream, can you? We have stuff now where you think, I want, I would like that. I would like this, but the reality sets in.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
You can't. So yeah, it was the talk boy for me. Yeah, definitely. Because I think it was you could like have a strap, and there was that sort of thing sticking out, wasn't it? Where you could talk into it. And obviously the scene where he's like, is it the credit card details? It's that scene, isn't it? Yeah. Where he's on the phone within the reception of the hotel. So
it slows it down.
Yeah. But how about you, Tom?
So like there's a couple of like different bits, but I think like weirdly, like for some reason as a kid, and it would have been not at the time that it came out, it would have been a couple of years later, but I really wanted a Sega Game Gear, and I've never owned one. Like, I know, yeah, it's a lovely, again, it's that physical experience of holding it and the way it looks and, all those types of stuff. Like, it's probably Sega Game Gear. Also, like, even though now I've technically got one, N64, I never got on that one, and I always regret that. But yeah, that's pretty boring. I know, I do apologize, but...
Game Gear is awesome, man. I've said it before on here, I've got one later on, a few years after it came out. But, it was a great console. So good. Handheld, color. It was just that step up from Game Boy to that. Was just,
I remember
amazing.
the old TV tuner you can put in the back of it as well.
Oh, see, dude, that was another thing, to get
revolutionary.
On top of it.
Yeah. That's about it. But like, Chad, sorry, I do apologize for cutting across you then, Rob. I was gonna go on a tangent, but Chad.
Go for it.
No. I was just going to say one last little thing. It was like the Spider-Man play set, right? Where there was like a magnetic Spider-Man, and it would like, I think you would have a controller at the other end, and it was like a wall. So like a Spider-Man wall crawling kind of action play set type of thing. And there was like different levels to it. Like,
I think I know it.
I've tried to find it, like...
I think it was climbing up the Daily Bugle.
Something like that. And like you had like miniatures of the different villains... on that, like you could like take Spider-Man.
I remember it. I remember that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I was hoping like one of you guys would know it. Like,
right, leave it with me. Leave it with me. I'll find it. I'll find it because I know what you're on about. Because I'd never had it.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
But I know what that is.
Yeah, it was like, imagine like, the toys for girls back in the day, the Polly Pockets, right? And they used to have like the big play set.
Mighty Max then for the boys.
Yeah, that kind yeah. So that type of stuff. But yeah, anyway.
Was it that small then?
No, well, it was scale.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was pretty, like, yeah, it was pretty big, from what I remember. Like, I guess to scale of being a child it was. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, Chad, I'm sorry for cutting across. Final one. What were your kind of lost memories in terms of the toys and stuff like?
For me, I got a couple. I'm gonna be a bit greedy. I'm just gonna be there's a couple for me. One of the major things for me was Centurions.
Yeah.
I've always wanted like Ace McCloud, Jake Brockwell, and Max Ray, Doc Terror, Hacker. I really want. I mean, this was the one toy line that I really was invested in. I'm still invested in as an adult now, and they go for silly money online. They go for silly money, and I always wanted just a core set and just a couple of add-on bits. That is something I always got, and then I asked for 1 year for Christmas. And I never got it. And then I realized then I'm getting a bit too old for toys. So that was like my light bulb moment was like, I'm never going to be playing with toys again. So I moved on to consoles. And that was it for me. I closed that door for many years. And then I reopened that door just over about 10 years ago, I reopened that door, and I've been buying some retro stuff. I've been buying some bits and pieces, and this is the one toy line I really want to get my hands on. Always, always, always. Another toy line which I wanted but didn't really sort of get, and then it just never really sort of mounted to anything for me. And this is something where I was really young, and that was, who remembers the Big Track? It made a comeback in the mid 2000s.
Big Track.
Big Track. It was a programmable robot, like rover. It was. We'll get some pictures up as well. Anyway, of the Centaurians and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
But the Big Track was, you can program it, and it comes with a little dumper track with it as well. And you can program it to go around the house a bit as well.
I think yeah.
And they re-released it for the, I think 2015, maybe 2012, or roughly, I think. And always wanted one, but I never bought the re-released one. I never bought it, and I kind of regret it. But those two things, those two toy lines, yeah, great. Because one was really 80s and old school. One was like 90s as well, but. Like I said, after I didn't get the other one with the Centaurians, that's why I realized I'm getting a bit too over toys, and I just never really sort of went back to them until recent years.
I was going to say, and now you're on a podcast talking about toys. Full circle.
And I got a toy channel as well, do about toys and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I love toys. I love plastic. Yes, plastic crack is great.
I do not condone plastic crack.
No, we all
fantastic
plastic crack. Even Rob is bought into plastic crack. He was my original plastic crack peddler back in the day.
Yeah, I need to feed him.
Yeah, well, you know, it benefits both sides, I guess. So it's been a while. Obviously, we're not going to leave this bar. You know, this big of a gap between podcasts. I hope that everyone. And this isn't just to the people watching. This is obviously to you two as well. I hope everyone has an absolutely stellar kind of holiday, festive period, Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. Like, you know, I hope you have a very safe one. It's difficult times at the moment, but, you know, it's about being together with who you can be together with, obviously. But hopefully you guys have, you know, got some nice stuff planned. I'm working, but like...
Yeah, definitely. Merry Christmas, everyone. Definitely.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Go for it. Enjoy.
Live it large.
So with that in mind, let's finish the podcast. Let's give a big kind of chalk of our kind of exit, Christmas exit. Who have we got? Rob, where can they find you?
In the skies with Santa over the next couple of days. If not, Pizza Vita on Instagram. That's it, pretty much. Merry Christmas.
Chad?
You can find me in Santa's workshop playing with the toys and fixing them and making them. And you can find me on Instagram at toy_therapy and rummaging through Santa's sack, looking for my YouTube channel at Toy Therapy as well.
Nice. And as usual, I'm Neon Tinted Tom. I'm in the usual places, but the main part, we are the chalk of our three Welshies chill talking about the things we love. Nadolig llawen, as we say in Wales. Thank you very much.
One day it'll hit